in the current laws, there are some improvements that are required, especially how to ensure that electoral offenders don't also go scot-free. So we'll remain committed to a genuine process of reforming our electoral process that will actually make the process free, fair, and credible. And that is why we are conveying this process. We have, in the past, jointly worked with civil society, and we will continue to do that, so that when there is an opportunity to actually review the law, which I think there is a commitment by the current National Assembly to actually have the electoral reform process concluded before the end of this year. And that is why we are starting this process, so that labor and civil society will be able to have a platform to come up with recommendations and suggestions, including amendments that will improve our electoral system. That is why we are having this roundtable today. Enough of bloodshed just because of election. And you find out people are being killed, and in many election venues, there is mayhem. While we will continue to call on our security agencies to provide maximum security on election days, we will also call and ensure that those offenders must not go scot-free. Whichever party they belong to, I think, to serve as deterrent, people that foment trouble and kill others or cause violence and mayhem on election day, certainly we must find space in our laws to actually ensure that they are not only identified, but they are also punished, so that it can serve as deterrent.
If you look at the 7th National Assembly, the process for amending the Electoral Act started in 2012. The National Assembly concluded the amendments in the 7th Assembly in March 2015. And by that same March 2015, the President assented to the bill. In the 8th Assembly, the process started in March 2016, and then it ended in March 2017. And by March 2017, the National Assembly transmitted the bill to President Buhari, but the bill was declined 4 times, and the last was in December 2018, which was just few weeks to the 2019 elections. The next slide. What is interesting about this is you can see that by March of 2017, the National Assembly had concluded its work on electoral amendments. That's 2 years to the 2019 elections. Now, as at today, we are about 914 days to the 2023 elections. And that's 30 months and 2 years and 6 2 years and 6 months, if you put it that way, 2 years and 6 months. So where the National Assembly was in the 8th Assembly, we're somewhat at that stage now, but the National Assembly has not concluded its work on electoral reforms. And that is very, very problematic, and that's the need for the urgency to pass these reforms. Why do we need electoral reforms now? First is the question of the cost of elections. If you look at, based on data from INEC, if you look from 2011 to 2019, the cost of elections have actually shot. So in 2011, we spent 139 billion naira on elections, and according the cost per voter was about 1,800 naira, and that's about $9. In 2015, the cost reduced to 116 billion, and it cost about 1,600 per voter. But in 2019, according to INEC, we spent 182 billion naira on the elections, and it cost about 2,249 naira per voter. So we can see that the cost of elections is increasing by the year.